In the ever-evolving landscape of professional basketball, the NBA has witnessed significant transformations in playing styles, rules, and overall dynamics. Some players, due to their unique skill sets or a particular playing style, may have found themselves in eras that didn't fully maximize their potential. So join me as we discuss why these NBA players played in the wrong era. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell for more NBA videos, and follow me on Twitter. Now let's get to the video. First up, Reggie Miller. Now I know Reggie had a Hall of Fame career. I know Reggie played with Jordan and all that. And I know that this should be targeted towards players who maybe didn't have that much success. But there's an exception to every rule. Reggie Miller, as we know, is a Hall of Famer. He's had some amazing moments in his career with the Pacers. He played until he was almost 40 years old and ended up with his career being largely unappreciated for just how good he was. In my opinion, he was as good as Steph when it comes to shooting and better than Clay. And when you think about it, he was the blueprint for success in the NBA for people like Steph Curry and Ray Allen, Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard, the best shooters in the league that we know today. Reggie hit the 50-40-90 club before it even got popular. He was literally efficient everywhere on the court. He had ice in his veins. He could hit a three from anywhere, anytime with the clock winding down without taking a single dribble. He averaged just under 5 3-point shots per game and shot just under 40%, which is remarkable, considering he played when the three-point shot wasn't as relevant as it is today, along with him averaging almost 90% from the free throw line. So when you combine his ability to get to the free throw line and his ability to be able to shoot the three-point shot at an extremely high rate, it screams success. Yes, we know Reggie is a great player, but Reggie would be in a very different category of great players if he played in today's NBA. Next up, Ben Simmons. Now, so far, Ben Simmons' career has been more like a roller coaster. He was the first overall pick in the 2016 draft. He would then miss the whole season due to a foot injury. He would return and win Rookie of the Year and eventually make the All-Star team 3 times, All-Defensive First Team 2 times, and All-NBA Third Team 1 time. Now, a career like this would be considered a success, and I'm not saying that it isn't. But what has hurt Ben Simmons? He has the size, he has the skills, he has the ability, he has everything you could want in a prototypical point guard, except he doesn't shoot the basketball. And I'm not going to say he can't shoot, I'm just going to say he doesn't shoot. And maybe that's because he can't. But that's the problem. In today's NBA, you have to be able to shoot the basketball from every position. Now, there are certain exceptions, like Rudy Gobert, but even he got played off the floor against the Clippers in the playoffs. Ben Simmons' lack of shooting in today's NBA has hurt him probably more than any player I've ever seen. As dominant as he has been at times, the one caveat is he can't shoot. But imagine if he played in the 90s or the 2000s or even the 80s. At 6'10", he would dominate the league if he played in those eras. The slower pace, the lack of shooting could have been huge for Ben, and we probably would be talking about him as a Hall of Famer instead of the way we are today. Next up, Arvydas Sabonis. Man, oh man, would I have loved to see Arvydas Sabonis play in today's NBA. His passing as a center, the way he would dominate the glass, his ability to shoot the three. I mean, in today's NBA, Nikola Jokic is the only center with these skills at an efficient level. In my opinion, Sabonis doesn't get a lot of credit because he entered the league when he was 31 years old and his knees were shot. They had given out on him, which is something that would have totally helped him in today's NBA with the whole load management and all of that. He was way ahead of his time. His numbers don't jump out at you or anything, as he only averaged 12 points, 7.5 rebounds, but he was crucial for a bunch of Portland's title contending run. And by the time the NBA world had really seen him, his knees were gone. as I've said before. I'll say this, though. His son, Domantas Sabonis, is having a pretty good career. You would agree, right? Well, his father was his son on steroids. That's how good he was. Next up, Andrei Kirilenko, AK-47. First, let's start off by saying that is the greatest nickname in all of sports, correct? Okay, moving on. Andrei Kirilenko is the guy that once led the league in blocks as a small forward. This is who we're talking about right now. A guy who was extremely versatile at 6'9". His ability to defend every position while playing small forward is remarkable. His impact on today's NBA will be felt across the league because during the time he played, it was mainly at small forward or the power forward position. But in today's NBA at 6'9", he would be playing the 5, no doubt. His ability to block shots, defend every position would stand out on the defensive side. Now, I'll say this. He wasn't the greatest three-point shooter, as he only averaged 31% from three. But you also have to understand a few things. It was a different time, for one, when he played, and he also played in Jerry Sloan's offense, for two, which wasn't centered around him being the primary scoring option. Those jobs belonged to Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer. But in today's NBA, I feel like he would have got a lot more opportunities in today's pace and space, run and gun, 5-out offenses that we see in the NBA. He would have gotten a lot of wide open threes just off defenses collapsing and defenses not playing that well today. So in my opinion, Andrei Kirilenko had a pretty decent career, but if he played in today's NBA, Andrei Kirilenko would probably be a multiple-time All-Star at minimum. Next up was Rajon Rondo. One of those players I loved watching. His IQ, in my opinion, is very close to a guy like LeBron James. Now, Rondo has had a great career. He's a 2-time NBA champion, a 4-time All-Star, 2-time All-Defensive First Team, 3-time NBA assist leader, 1-time steals leader, and so many more that I just couldn't name. But like Ben Simmons, his lack of shooting hurt him in today's NBA. It's literally his Achilles heel, and it's been like that his entire career. But the guy was so good that he found a way to extend his career even when the NBA was moving in a completely different direction in terms of being able to shoot the basketball. His extremely big hands allow him to be a ball hog defensively with great passing skills and a mean streak. And in my opinion, Rondo would have been the best point guard in the league, not named Magic Johnson, in the 1980s, and the best point guard in the league in the 1990s and early 2000s. He could play in any era extremely efficiently except this one that we are currently in right now, which is all about shooting from every position, which is something Rondo just couldn't do.